Another thing, so I'm listening to the cyberbullies in the house, and, apparently something was going on where there was something about former friends connected to family, which would make sense. A lot of them, um, were causing issues for quite some time, threatening me on Facebook and so on. I've gained a lot of weight because of the situation, but I know that that's going to be part of my civil lawsuit. And then just the stress that I've had to endure, and obviously not allowed to sleep morning, noon, and night. Um, the other thing that I wanted to mention was the defamation of character, which is a huge one. So there was accusations of a lot of stuff as well, but that's why I've actually asked ACERT to, I'm going to asking the King's Court bench to see if they will do that. It's very, very serious lawsuit. And then for my mom too, just with her character in the long-term care facility. Um, yeah. I just kind of, defamation of character has nothing to do with the law that's been broken and the Charter of Rights and Civil Rights. And, the other comments that they keep making is you're 50 now. Well, I was 42 or 41 when this started. And I've been targeted over a gentleman for 11 years by his family, and they were calling my employer and so on. I'm hoping it gets onto the news, and then they wanted to cause problems at my mom's long-term care facility with staff that weren't, the most cooperative, most congenial, most and set on helping us get along, have good visits. It was, and I mean, my mom was my mom, so I helped with her care as well, just because I just wanted her to be comfortable and things like that. But the defamation of character is something that is really stupid that the police did not check into, and there was a lot of threats to me with that. So, somebody that has, let's say, a problem like these people that are stalking me, that are unmotivated and can't seem to launch their lives to get to work, make their own money, stop holding people back, trying to hold them down, operate on their schedule because they don't want to be, they don't want a success, or they don't want to be succeeded by, they don't want to be passed, you know, passed by. That has nothing. They still have rights. You still have to treat them with human rights. They still are allowed. They can still have break and enters. They can still have their family targeted. It just seems to be a group of very, very, a lot of lacking of intelligence, and really stupid, because they sit there and giggle and laugh and know that they're wasting time and money. They've thrown their own lives away and then thrown the lives away of several other people. And nobody is able to, name calling is not something that someone can do, that somebody can go running with because four hateful people said it in a group, like a subgrouping group. And then when the whole group is targeting somebody because somebody wants to do something out of intention or is looking to get attention, you can't just ruin someone's life and go, hey, there's merit to this, and it's against the law. There has to be legal documentation for that. And I mean, the other thing is that the woman living next door to me she was found dead about 6 weeks ago. They were looking for people that were a little bit cognitively impaired and had some impairments. I've also indicated that with the King's Court bench. The amount of times that law enforcement has been called and the duration of time that I've had to deal with this is ridiculous. They said I didn't have enough evidence for me to say that I was being cyberbullied and stalked. I didn't even know what it was called until I had kind of learned about high school catfish and whatever I learned just before I lost my house, that it was cyberbullying and cyberstalking. But nobody has to endure what I've endured, and it's because of their connections to law enforcement or people in the government and judiciary system that is going to be sued, fined, and charged and incriminated, God willing, thrown in prison. You're not allowed to make decisions for people. And there would be legal documentation of that, and name calling because, a couple hateful women got together that are, targeting another female that is working, doesn't steal, doesn't cause problems for other people, you know, isn't causing an issue for you, has a home, is doing well despite a lot of opposition, is not reason for a whole bunch of people to come targeting her and try to defame her character. And defamation of character is a big one. And the law still has to be held and upheld for every single individual, even for people like my neighbor who did have a cognitive impairment, and they can still be targeted, and they can still have their things stolen, their house broken into, and they can still be being targeted. But these women, a lot of them have children and minors, and this is a problem that hopefully, God willing, their parents are charged. I think some of them are my peers. That's what I'm hearing. These women are very well aware that I won't qualify to get a surrogate after 50, and they're told every day. They're just doing what they want. And I'm God willing, it's life in prison. When you alter somebody's life to the state where they can't reverse it, like basically wrongful death and murder for my mother, and then continue to make me have to do things that I shouldn't need to do, like catch the bus and walk to work and try to regulate what I'm doing with my internet and emails, and then cause problems with my employer. You need to be put on display, and I can just hear them wildly laughing right now. They should be recorded. I think my word of advice to this group is that what you will need for your plead with the government, I don't know if it's going to be law enforcement, the chief of police, or whoever else, you will need to record these people carrying on like this, belligerently. You will need it because the news will want it. To see you acting like that with your kids, knowing what you're doing, you've wasted so much time, and then trying to tell me the choices that I'm going to make. God willing, I put you on display in front of hundreds of thousands of people on the United States and across the country for your pushing my mother and I around and acting as though that you've got some authority that you don't have. You also owe me money. I'll end it there for now, and hopefully today I'll be hearing back from the court's bench. If not, I'll be going there with a lot of evidence. Have a good afternoon. If you can, if anybody comes across it, please circulate the video. I need news teams that are covering the senior, like I was just by myself with my elderly mom, and then very connected to my elderly aunt in the United States. These people haven't got much to show. They're lacking somewhere in their lives, and it's very obvious, especially the communication is very, very insultory because of what they haven't done, what they can't do, the attention that they don't get and what they don't have. And that's just what it is. Anyhow, if anybody can help pass it along, I have tried to, I'm not sure if I can confirm that Jack Schlossenberg of New York, I've emailed lots of New York people. I tried to email Crispy Pizza. I've tried to show them that the Pentagon was closed, the LAPD was closed. Apparently, I was told that Canadians can email the LAPD. Well, of course they can. We have snowbirds. They have a property here and they need to contact and fill out a police report or follow up on something. They would do it by email, or they could place a phone call. I've sent that. Air Force One was blocked. All the capacita, whatever it's called, I can't send those. I'm completely blocked, and it's because these people don't want to be in trouble and they don't want to be charged. And they've made me lose. My children could be 6 or 7 years of age. My mom could have seen her grandchildren, and it's a big, big lawsuit. So if you can, pass it around to anybody else. Any other tarot card readers, I did try to reach out to them. There's a class action lawsuit ongoing right now with my mother's long-term care facility. My mom did not get COVID-19, but she was abused and attacked, and somebody knows, and maybe somebody in the YouTube community knows, but it's a massive lawsuit. She was abused quite badly. She was watched naked. She was spoken to with the most disgusting. My mom and I argued all the time, but we didn't do that with one another, and they exposed her naked body. They were communicating. I think they were accessing camera phones and smart TVs using high-frequency technology. And my kids could be 6 or 7. And this is my year to qualify. And so I'm putting it now on this YouTube channel. You're aware. They're laughing and giggling. I'll be taking your homes, hopefully, your vehicles plus interest. God willing, I can transfer your RRSPs. You're doing this to hold me and contain me while you make a mess of my life and I'm inconvenienced. There's abuse around other civilians. There's abuse in a vehicle. They've done something to the wirings. I'm pretty sure the police officers know, and it's civilians, it's manslaughter and first-degree murder because I'm being distracted while I'm driving. I'll leave it there.